Welcome back, everyone, once again to a new installment of the Screenplay Rewind podcast. I'm Geoff.
I'm Ron.
Oh, man. I swear. When's the last time we recorded this?
About 2 weeks ago.
Does it also feel like it's been a long time for you? I'm seriously, losing time when it comes to this podcast.
Yeah.
It's like we both recorded, yesterday and, a year ago, and I don't know which was the correct time frame.
We did really good for a long time at recording on the off days. So 1 week episode comes out, next week we're recording. For some reason, we've been stuck in a rut lately of recording the day or two before it goes live.
Yeah, we need to stop doing that.
Yeah, we really do.
We really, really do. I feel like, you know what happens probably is what actually puts us back into a good recording schedule is the friends and family stuff.
Yes.
Because then we have to get our shit together for that. And then we'll have our shit together after that for a few months. And then it's just the laziness takes over. And it's you know what? When does this go live? Fuck it. We'll record it Friday night.
And then I'm up till 5 a.m. trying to post it. And then YouTube is like, nah, you didn't say the magic word.
Man, that was really funny when I was getting all those emails about YouTube just saying, fuck you, fuck this show karma, and then taking down the upload.
Oh, fuck. Man.
Oh, man.
Just could not win. I couldn't upload it on my end to Spotify for some reason.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
You had to do it?
I had to do it.
And then you said it even took a lot longer than it should have, so it made me feel better. I felt dumb.
I got the weird error message, and then it just let me do it. It's just
the part I didn't get is it kept saying upload complete, and then it would say processing, and then it would say upload failed, try again. I'm like, you just told me it was complete. What are you doing?
No fucking clue. So are you just gonna stop putting the trailers and shit now because it gives you an error email every time now?
God damn it. I guess so. I'm just gonna go with still images and see what happens.
I feel like we were fine with the still images, but it's a 50-50 shot on those trailers where they're just no, fuck you, dude. And it's always the wasn't it Shudder last time or somebody like that? It was it wasn't even,
it was
AMC,
Warner Brothers, which owns Shudder, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, AMC.
Crazy.
And because AMC is not available in apparently most countries, that video was not available in 241 countries, I think it said. And I was like, well, shit. We don't get a whole lot of hits, but there's a significant percentage of people in Europe and apparently South America and stuff that we get. So that video would not be available.
I imagine it's probably also not good for the algorithm when you drop the upload. And then it's immediately banned in 3/4 the world. It's
well, at least the good news is with YouTube, they added a feature a while back that I just use the fuck out of, which is you can click a button on when you're uploading something to say reuse details. So that video was done, and when I put up the new one, I just said reuse the details of that one. So it filled in the title and the tags and the description and everything from that other video, and then I made it live and deleted the other one. So once I uploaded it again, I didn't have to change anything.
That's good. And it's probably good too with it being a fresh upload.
So I use that a lot because on Subnautica, I use mods, and I have every mod and the link to it listed in the description. And I just say reuse details, and then I just go in and change the title to the current episode and leave everything else the same. It's pretty handy.
Yeah, Google does some stupid shit, but they have some really, really good features every now and then.
Every now and then.
But then now they're just going to have everything be AI. It's all going to be garbage. So that's the last time you'll ever hear me compliment Google. So, R.I.P. Google.
Hey, we've got Apple Intelligence coming, so it's not going to be much different.
Yeah. I do like how...
I do trust Apple stuff more, though, than I do Google.
Oh, do you like how we can never trust Google results now because Google is just so we're going to hodgepodge the first 20 pages of results into a... what's supposed to be very, very coherent and like to the point, but it's wrong 90% of the time. So you're just getting like abbreviated misinformation, and this is the one thing we had go. And then for a while, the the listings were fucked up when you would try to look up a business, or like a restaurant or something. Like the location display would be weird for a while, and then I think they eventually kind of like fixed it. But Google was one of the few things we actually had like just it was fine.
There's a reason why it put everyone else out of business, right? Like,
yeah, it was working fine for what, like 15 years, and then they just destroyed it overnight. It's really dumb.
It's a great business model to just go fucking destroy your business.
Multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I'm done with this shit. Fuck y'all.
Okay, so since we've kind of veered to this territory a little bit, what are your feelings on Amazon producing a RoboCop TV show that is the same tone as the first movie?
I, first of all, had no idea this was happening.
So it's not going to be the first time it was a TV show. It was a TV show way back when also. I've never seen it. But for those that don't know, and they will if they listen to the show because it is on my short list, I did a whole RoboCop deep dive recently, and it's kind of, I can't get it out of my head still. I want to do it for the show.
Your move, creep.
Can't wait to shoot some fuckers in the dick. The original RoboCop is all about corporate greed and like how corporations take over everything and how like money can be used for ill and how like the rich, super powerful companies just kind of rule everything and own everything. And again, let me say this again. Amazon is producing.
Do you think Amazon is that self-aware? They're not. They don't realize nobody thinks they're the bad guy, Ron.
I was like, I'm sorry. And I actually rewound that podcast that I heard them say that in the TV news. I was like, I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Also, what's really, really just chaotic about how much of a piece of shit Amazon is as a company. I was just watching the Thursday Night Football game tonight, which is on, you guessed it, Amazon Prime. They like got the exclusive rights for it, paid all of the money to get exclusive Thursday Night Football rights for the NFL, which is ridiculous. For most of I think like the opening game is like on fucking NBC, but then like or one of the main channels, but then they switch for the rest of the season to be only Amazon. Dude, the quality. I got to find you some like YouTube recordings. Ron, you don't even okay. Every like other play, it turns into 240p, and this is for people everywhere, because if you look up on Twitter, if you go to the search on Twitter and then just search like Prime Football, it's all people bitching to Amazon about the quality of the game, and then the chat bot, if you have a technical issue with Amazon, please contact blah blah blah, and everyone is just like, this isn't gonna solve the problem because you guys just have a shitty platform. Ron, it goes into slow motion to where the voices become lower pitch, and I'm not making that up. That is a fucking thing that happens.
What did you say to search for?
Yeah, if you search Prime Football like lag, if you like search something along those lines, you'll find just people bitching all over the place about how garbage the platform is, because they have more money than anybody, and they could have the most pristine streaming quality, and they have it so bad. It's an embarrassment.
So Amazon Prime has always been fucking terrible service for anything. Like, how do you mess up audio streaming? It's audio. We do it over FM radio signals. Like, how do you fuck up audio streaming? And Amazon Prime Music, I'm not even that big of a music person. It's unlistenable.
I remember watching a horror movie on Amazon Video at some point.
And the true horror was Amazon Prime Video.
But dude, you can't watch a lot of horror movies on that platform because the compression is so bad with the video quality that you have like artifacting in dark images like all the time.
At
It's
Caleb Knight with
so-
3 T's at the end on Twitter. Everyone on and involved in Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football should be catapulted into the sun. I hate it.
Dude, it is agonizing. It is agonizing. I have to find you like video of it because it's so like it's Aurora's favorite thing in the world. She was like walking through the hallway when the audio flipped to I know you guys scoring the first down, and then we just busted out laughing, and it's so fucking good, dude. But the only thing that would make it, I wish John Madden was still alive, so I could just hear John Madden in slow motion. It's like, and he turns around, live boom from the first down.
Brett Favre.
Oh man.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's fucking it's excruciating, dude. Some people like, well, and what's fucked too, I was talking to my friend Adam, who was also watching the game, and if you watch it on mobile on the app on your phone, it's apparently pristine. But if you have it on one of the like Wi-Fi apps, you know, through Apple TV or you know like Android TV, one of these like streaming platforms like that, it's just hot garbage, and I don't understand why.
Prime Video sucks ass. TNF stream looks terrible, then the commercials are crystal clear.
That's the fucking RoboCop corporation for you. I'll buy 240p for $1, and that's what you get. Fuck, dude. But my question is, who's making it? Like, did they actually have a creative from like RoboCop? Is it like is it Verhoeven like a producer on it or something, or like is it just assholes that just are just doing it for the sake of doing it?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is my first time hearing about it, so I know nothing.
It came about because you remember they bought MGM and who's the other one? They have all the MGM properties. That's why you're getting a lot of random
James
TV
Bond.
shows from them. Yes,
because that's the only thing that they have.
They own James Bond and they own RoboCop. Let's see. Variety has learned that Peter Ocko has boarded the project serve as writer, executive producer, and showrunner. James Wan is set to executive produce under his Atomic Monster banner. Official logline for the series states, a giant tech conglomerate collaborates with the local police department to introduce a technologically advanced enforcer to combat rising crime, a police officer who's part man, part machine.
Can we develop a technologically enhanced enforcer to like fix the football streaming quality?
Oh
please?
my god!
So
Apparently,
who's
this has
that
been in
showrunner?
early. Apparently, this has been in early development since they acquired MGM. So they've been working on this for fucking ever.
So we just acquired UMGM. What properties you got? Oh, you got James Bond?
No, they specifically said, if I
RoboCop.
recall, when it happened, that they wanted James Bond. That was the whole point.
Oh yeah, that's the draw for them for sure. They'll probably have like a fucking young James Bond TV show.
And
just mark my words.
When that happened, that's when you stopped getting the Thanksgiving 007 marathons, because that's what me and my dad would always watch, because we're not football people. So you could switch over to Comedy Central and get Mystery Science Theater marathons, or you could switch over, was it USA or TNT or something? And they had the 007 marathons.
So quick question. What is the showrunner known for? Because I didn't recognize the name offhand.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it either. Let me see if I can find him.
Because like you were saying, like the tone that you're setting for RoboCop is everything. Because
and they're saying it's going to match the first movie, and if it's going to match the first movie,
I don't think you can replicate the tone of the first movie.
You can't, because
like,
it's a near perfect movie.
It's 1980s Verhoeven, and it's so satirical that level of satire like is rarely done successfully now. It's like Edgar Wright, and that's pretty much it. He's like the only person that I still trust to do that level of satire.
So, oh no.
It's not looking good.
It's not looking good. I don't know. I don't know if I have the right person or not. There's like 3 of them that come up and none of them have a photo.
Nice.
Peter. Okay, only one of them really has an IMDb. And this one says he's known for The Lodge 49, The Office, Pushing Daisies, and Dinosaurs. Do you remember Dinosaurs?
Like the 90s show?
1993 to 1994.
They got the dinosaurs guy to do Bro. What is happening?
Yeah, he's a producer, which, oh my God, he's a producer on every TV show ever. What I don't like about that is that smacks of like a Kathleen Kennedy to me.
Why would you say that name, dude? Bring the fucking room down.
Dude. Funny, that's the last thing Mother said too. Kathleen Kennedy. So get this. Oh no. Writer is recently released 2022 Moonhaven, Black Sails, Elementary, just a couple episodes each.
What the fuck is Lodge 40? I feel like I've heard of Lodge 49, but I don't know what it is.
I've never heard of it. But
oh, I heard this was actually good. This was one of the first shows that or first things that Wyatt Russell. You remember Kurt Russell's kid who's in like
yeah. Secret Agent Man, Agent something.
Like not Captain America.
The black suit Captain America, the Kmart Captain America.
Yeah. What the fuck is his name? John something?
Oh God. Why can't I think
of... Yeah, John Walker. John Walker.
Yeah, but what's his US Agent? Is it US Agent?
I think US Agent is his comic name, yeah. Yeah, US Agent.
Oh God, the Baby Blues TV show. You can fuck right off.
But yeah, I heard Lodge 49 was good, but that doesn't mean that the guy's...
Weird science.
That doesn't mean that the guy's going to be able to... RoboCop's tough because...
It's a near perfect movie.
RoboCop, if you make it just... Like, to me, that was the problem with the reboot, is the reboot's too serious. And so you're damned either way, because if you try to adapt the satirical tone and like specificity of the original movie, you're gonna fail. And then if you take it and make it serious like that movie, then it's not RoboCop anymore to me. So it's like, which way are you gonna fail? It's just, I don't think it's a property that really should be continued. Personally.
Yeah. So Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn.
Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn.
He was ruthless with corporations and corporate greed and stuff in that first movie. And because he had I don't remember if he wrote it. I know he had a heavy hand in it. I don't remember if he was the writer or not.
You mean Frank Miller? I thought Frank Miller was the guy.
Frank Miller.
RoboCop.
Yeah, Frank Miller. I knew it was one of them. Either way, either one of those two. If either one of those two had done that movie, it was gonna be ruthless, right? So now I feel like if you do it nowadays, it's gonna be very eye-rolly. Like it's going to be so fucking meta. And there's probably going to be jokes about the fact that it's owned by Amazon in there and shit. And it's going to be... The first RoboCop, I don't felt like was trying to be funny, which is why it was funny.
It's weird. Because it's Paul Verhoeven, it's hard to tell. And that's part of like what it had... Like obviously like the I'd buy that for $1. It's a meme now, but... It's so like outlandish that like I could kind of see part of it being for comedic purposes, just because of how much of a satire. It's like Starship Troopers. Like Starship Troopers is very similar in that, and how like it's kind of a serious movie at times, but then it's also so satirical that it turns into being comedy just by being like innately what it is. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say about RoboCop, whereas they're going to really force the comedy on you, whether you want it or not.
It's going to be bad.
It was a
I'm
product
not usually
of its time, and that's why it needs to stay where it is.
I agree. I don't even remember liking the sequels very much, but
I love the sequels.
I haven't seen them in forever.
Here's a fun fact. I like all of them, including the reboot.
I didn't hate the reboot. It's just not RoboCop to me. To me, RoboCop is the first movie.
So I'm fine playing in either of those spaces, and because of what we're talking about, that's why I thought it was okay. Is if you're going to remake it, you're not going to be able to recapture the first movie. So just make it into a different thing, which is what they did.
They did, but what's the point at that point to me? Because I don't hate that movie, but I did find it just kind of
money and brand recognition. That's the point.
Well, of course, but I'm talking about
Gary Oldman and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, oh yeah, the cast is really good, but it's not RoboCop. It's like the fucking like Total Recall movie that happened. It's just like why are we doing this?
Oh God, don't fucking
it's the exact same scenario. Like, isn't Total Recall also the same director? Isn't it also Verhoeven? I think it is.
I don't know, and I don't care to know. I hate that Total Recall movie so much.
No, I'm talking about the original one. Wasn't the original one?
Oh, the original one's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
But the Colin Farrell one or whatever.
They did the exact same fucking thing to both of his franchises. Like, we're going to take the original movie, which is very, very singular in its tone and what they're going for.
Why haven't we had Total Recall on here yet?
Because we suck, dude. Karma. But Total Recall and RoboCop are both. I like that this is just like a 25-minute like career retrospective on Paul Verhoeven now. But we'll go back to questions in the movie review. We'll go back to questions and the actual movie review that we're doing today eventually. But to me, I understand from the business perspective, hey, we need, especially around that time, they were grasping at fucking straws because the only thing that was selling was fucking Marvel movies. So they were just grab an IP, remake it,
well, it's
put
like,
it in fucking theaters.
What's the closest IP we have that's a superhero and put it out there fast, right?
Well, they were just rebooting fucking everything. Like, that was when fucking Battleship became a movie.
Oh
like, whatever
that
whatever
movie is
brand,
glorious, and we are going to cover it on this podcast eventually.
Whatever brand
it's
we possibly
incredible.
have. So to me personally, I get the business perspective of throwing it out in theaters because it has fucking brand recognition. But when the movie is either mediocre or awful, what was the point? Because the people that like the original are just going to bitch about it. Yeah, they're probably going to go see it, but because it's going to be bad, you're not going to have long-term box office success. So the movie ends up being for nobody because it just pisses off the original fans, and because it's either a bad or mediocre movie in a vacuum, what was the purpose? It was just a waste of time.
I think it was pretty good.
I think we need to get that on the show because I need to revisit it because I only saw it the one time in theaters. It was just very like, eh. And
we're not doing that without watching
the
original too. You got to put the original first.
Oh, of course. I'd at least watch the original and then the reboot. I don't know if we'll probably do like all of them because fuck it, why not? But
God damn,
the only one I actually have affection. I adore the first movie, and I've been very meh or. I don't even really remember the third one. I couldn't even tell you what like the fucking plot was of the third one, but
that makes me sad because I think I texted you a live commentary as I was watching it.
Well, I can't remember what we talked about this afternoon, so that's gone. I like how we just had this happen like yesterday when you sent me a text like, hey, have you seen this Transformers 1 cast? It's pretty good. I just sent you a screenshot of it. Hey, like a month ago. Hey, Ron, have you seen the Transformers 1 cast? And I sent you a screenshot of it. I was like, you fucker, not reading my text. Oh, man. Hey, we got some questions and comments, I think. You got to get to those?
Yes. Let's see. So we got 3 from Bob the Intern.
The ever enigmatic intern.
Executive intern.
Executive.
On our oddity episode. Again, the reason Bobby is enigmatic, I have no context for any of this.
Okay.
His first comment: "Woof, woof, woof." End quote.
Okay. So that was because we had a joke in Oddity where we were like referring to like, who's so good, Bobby? Who's so good? Do you remember that now?
No,
that's a bit we had.
I don't remember that at all.
That is a bit we had.
Okay, well that explains the second one because I was like, beg your pardon?
We have like a fucking Sherlock Holmes mystery to solve to figure out what the fucking comments are about.
I would just be happy with any kind of attention. Oh, good for you, Bobby. Good for you.
You get a treat.
You get a treat. Yeah. So that was the first two. The other one I thought about for a couple of days and then promptly forgot about it.
Man. Who was that dude from a few weeks ago that said no one should listen to us? Maybe that guy was on to something. Maybe he needs to be on the show.
Oh,
because we're fucking forgetting each other's conversations. We're forgetting bits that we did. It's just a fucking mess.
Yeah, that describes the show pretty good. What is a horror concept you would like to see in a movie?
So we're the streaming quality for Amazon football is not up for grabs because that's pretty horrifying.
Yeah, I was thinking about this quite a bit. I like sci-fi horror, but the issue that I have with it most of the time is the sci-fi part is just a setting. Like it always really annoys me when sci-fi is just a setting. But coming up with a specific example of something I want to see, I was kind of having a hard time, and I think it's because I play a lot of video games and watch a lot of stuff, and there's usually something somewhere that scratches an itch I have. So I don't think I'm as starved as you might be for something. I don't know. You don't get a whole lot of sci-fi supernatural horror crossing over. And when you do, again, the sci-fi part is just a setting or just something they threw in the plot to try to make it sound feasible, and not actually sci-fi. That's probably the closest that I could. It's basically that trope, but done right.
So okay. So is this one that we'd like to see more of, or like a more original kind of take on this? Like, what do you take the question as exactly?
I take it as what is something you would like to see, as in something more original. But I'm not an original guy, so I don't have a good thought for this.
So you want to know one that I would like to see more of and explored in like different ways with, be it like different time periods or just something that I think is a cool genre that doesn't get used very often, is like supernatural or like horror mixed with war movies like Overlord. I really like how unique Overlord is.
Speaking of U.S. Agent, isn't that him?
Yeah, Wyatt Russell. I think that was the first thing I ever saw him in.
I think same for me.
Another one that,
which makes sense. We saw that movie together, if I recall.
Yeah, I really like the movie. That's been on my short list.
No one ever talks about that movie, and that's a good movie.
It's very good. It's been on my short list for the podcast for a while. I just haven't circled back around to it. But
Same.
another one that's really good is, have you ever seen or heard of the movie called Below?
Oh, that is ringing a bell.
So it is a supernatural horror movie set in a submarine in World War II.
Oh God, this sounds so familiar.
And one of the main characters is Bruce Greenwood. Yeah,
I have heard of
that.
This
is a damn good movie from what I remember. It's been several years since I saw it, but I really liked it. And it's just like, how often do you see a like horror movie set in World War II in a submarine? It's a great concept. I love that concept so much for that.
If it's like supernatural type horror, I mean, I could see it just kind of being Event Horizon a little bit, but still, yeah, no, one of the 1,000.5 podcasts I listened to talked about this movie. I just don't remember who. I heard, that's what I heard, that it's really good.
It's really good. I might have to do like a double feature, like a Below and Crimson Tide. Some submarine movies. I love submarine movies. I'm such a nerd for that shit.
Again,
it's always what was that? Sorry.
I was gonna say again. Something that I would, in the vein of something I would like to see more of. More surprise Cthulhu appearances would be pretty good, like in Underwater.
Yes, man. You just pop out a fucking third act Cthulhu, and your movie immediately gets a 3-star boost. Doesn't matter what has happened before. You know what would have made M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender better? Third act Cthulhu, and then I'm sold.
Okay. New podcast concept. The name of it is Third Act Cthulhu, and it's just us taking movies and inserting Cthulhu into the third act and explaining how it would go down.
You know the only way you could have made the first RoboCop better, right? It's RoboCop versus Third Act Cthulhu.
See, that's the RoboCop 4 that no one ever talks about that never got made.
Man.
RoboCop versus Cthulhu.
Man.
Now I want a Judge Dredd versus Cthulhu.
Oh, man. Judge Dredd versus RoboCop, I'd watch that movie.
That's probably a comic book.
And then
if I had
in the
to
third
guess.
act, they team up to fight Cthulhu, and it's the best movie of all time.
So
I'm so excited.
What this is reminding me of, did you ever watch 2.5 Men?
I did. Yeah.
Do you remember the episode where John Cryer is trying to become a writer and he's trying to write his first novel? And he'll start writing like this really romantic scene, and then he'll hit writer's block. Then all of a sudden start writing, then there was a brilliant flash in the sky, and then he'll stop like no, and he'll later in the episode he'll be trying something new and and stumble and hit a block, and then again there was a brilliant flash in the sky, like just over and over. That's you and me, just no matter what the idea is, just inserting a third act Cthulhu.
I love it.
Let me see. I know this has to it. This RoboCop versus Judge Dredd. Images is easier to search. Oh, come on. I don't know what Google has done. I assume it's their AI bullshit.
What have you done?
I assume it's their AI bullshit because Google Images used to pop up instantly. And now it pops up instantly and then goes to a black screen and then comes back a couple seconds later with exactly the instant you saw. I don't know why.
I saw some tweet a few weeks ago. I forget the exact context of it or who said it, but somebody had like quote tweeted how apparently Google is burning through millions and millions of dollars to operate their AI features. And the person was like, how about just turn it off?
Yeah, exactly.
It worked better without it. Nobody needs a fucking jumbled bit of nonsense that isn't factual whatsoever because it's just a hodgepodge of the first like 20 results. Like taking all the fucking puzzle pieces and just duct taping them together in any order, it's fucking dumb.
I'm trying to figure out if this is a real thing or if this is a fan thing. Nope.
What was it you were searching for exactly?
You were talking about RoboCop versus Judge Dredd, and I was like, that has to be a thing. That has to absolutely be a thing.
It probably was a comic at some point.
That's what I found, but it was a fan cover. So
I know that I
can't find it. I don't think it's happened.
Well, we got to get on it, man. That's our
no one take this idea.
We got to scrap the whole podcast.
Yeah, I've wanted to to take like Judge Dredd or RoboCop or someone versus like Captain Power.
Mm-hmm.
I think would be pretty good. Or the Terminator versus Captain Power, since they're both in a dystopian future.
Yeah, all about it.
But yeah, I'm sorry, Bobby. I don't have like nothing really. It comes to mind. Like I can't think anything. I think of. I can kind of think of like at least one movie where it was done.
That's the thing. It's like at this point in time, there have been so many books and so many movies and so many TV shows. Everything is snowballing into something else. Even if you're not intentionally like creating a thing to be a callback to something, you're so influenced by everything that you're a fan of and what you've seen, for better or for worse. It's like when like George Lucas sat down to write Star Wars, and it's just Flash Gordon following the plot of Lord of the Rings structure, pretty much. Where you're so influenced by shit that it just happens.
I don't know, maybe like some sort of like cyber future with werewolves or something. You have like cybernetic werewolves.
More werewolf shit.
More werewolf shit in general, please.
Cause I've written stuff, but I couldn't point to like one thing that is like wholly unique. Everything is within some type of like a frame of mind from a established type of story or an established genre. So it's really I would like Bobby to comment back if he has any ideas, since he came up with the question, if he had one kind of like burning in the back of his mind, because it is interesting that's one of the things that's always like, if I'm stumbling through like movie trailers or something and something comes across as genuinely unique, I'm always like kind of blown away by it. Like do you remember like the marketing for Nope? Like Nope seemed so unique to me that I was really drawn into it. And you watch it and like it's obviously like influenced by like Spielberg and stuff like that, but like it's like it's such like a unique voice for it that it drastically changes it, even though it's a love letter to Spielberg.
This is hurting my head. Look at this image.
That is so shiny.
That is Judge Dredd merged with RoboCop, and the other one is RoboCop merged with Judge Dredd.
I immediately thought the other one was a Mandalorian.
I was gonna say it looks like the Mandalorian.
It looks so much like a Mandalorian.
But once you actually stop and look at it, you can see the Judge Dredd parts. Like that's the Judge Dredd helmet. And then they team
up in the third act to fight Cthulhu, and and Cthulhu is also mixed with Judge Dredd, and it's awesome. Judge Cthulhu.
Judge Cthulhu. Dun dun.
Did we have any other by the way, thanks Bobby for the questions.
Boy, did we. I had this ready to go, but I had to delete it to send you that. So let me snip this again. As I'm gonna have you read it instead of hearing me, because this is great. Are you ready for it? This is the only other comment we've received on the 13th Warrior.
Oh man,
this came in today. This is hot off the presses.
Hell yeah, it is. All right. Q Unlimited 4779. Simply stated, clickbait. And my response is, got him.
Clickbait. Ooh, Oh, God.
I might have to retweet that one as well. That's going to be my thing. Like, the Twitter feed is now just going to be me quote tweeting YouTube comments and making fun of them. I'm telling everyone right now, you might occasionally get a show update, but that's my purpose on there now, is to just quote tweet all of these fucking stupid ass comments. I'm sorry I clickbaited you into what you thought was the 13th Warrior on YouTube in 2024. My bad, Q Unlimited 4779.
Oh my God. Isn't it stupid? It's so stupid.
This comment gives me life.
Oh man. Fuck, man.
Fuck it. I love the simplicity and confidence of just typing clickbait.
Clickbait. Ooh,
this is like the YouTube comment equivalent of like just dropping the mic and walking off stage. Like, I respect it, man.
Oh Jesus.
Thank you for feeding the algorithm. Thanks.
Yes.
All right, Ron. You ready to talk about Crimson Peak?
Boy, am I.
I will let you introduce it because this was your selection. So as always, I forget if we talked about it at the end of the previous episode. So, what made you like to have Crimson Peak on the show?
Basically, I like to follow a theme, and you picked a ghost movie, and then it made me think of Crimson Peak in a way because there's kind of a through line between the two movies of spoilers for Crimson Peak starting now. The ghosts are the good guys.
They are
in this movie, and that is something. It's not something that you never see, but it is something you don't see enough of, where the scary thing is the good thing, and then humanity was the real villain all along.
Yeah, it's something that it's so rare that it works for me every time.
Every time,
every time it works for me. So like Oddity, like it nailed it. Like it nailed it.
Yes,
I love that aspect of it so much.
And something like Crimson Peak will like scare me until something about, me in supernatural horror, it gets me. It pushes all my buttons. It doesn't matter how scary or not scary it is. It freaks me out. But there's something about when you flip it that way to make the ghosts the good guys, it stops being scary to me, and I'm just like, yes. I don't know why that happens to me, but that's the way my brain works. Once I find out that the horror, the supernatural element that you can do nothing about, is the good guy, it's just like, oh yeah, there's gonna be comeuppance then.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know. Oddity made me think of this movie because of that. They have that through line in them. They share that in common. And I also, when I thought of this movie, got a memory of you and I watched it around the same time when it came out the first time. And I remember texting you saying that, I thought it was pretty good. And you're like, I thought it was just okay. And I was like, oh. And we never really talked about why that is. So I wanted to talk about it. It seems like a good podcast episode here in spooky season.
I just want to commend you for following through on that like through line of the connection between the supernatural stuff being the good guy, because I hadn't even considered that. And I fucking just watched Oddity 2 weeks ago. I'm such a fucking idiot. I still didn't put that together until you just said that. I was like, maybe this show is clickbait from the Geoff perspective.
Has my whole life been clickbait?
You know what? I should probably drink
on
less
the internet being clickbait.
Man,
No.
have you seen it? We don't have thumbnails with like 12 red arrows and blurred out sections of the thumbnail. It's not clickbait, my dude. There's a lot worse than our fucking stupid fucking podcast. Get the fuck out of here, Q Unlimited 4779.
So there's
but yeah, kudos to you on the through line, because I like the connection of the themes.
Well, here's another through line also that no one knows but me, because I have something sitting in front of me right now that's been on my mind, because it's a video game I play every spooky season, and this movie could not be more Bloodborne in design, in costume design.
The imagery outside of the house is Castle Canehurst.
Martyr Logarius
so
is standing
Canehurst.
on top of the goddamn house.
Dude.
I swear.
It's
now
through and through. This came out like the same year too. Weren't these like both 2015?
And I think Bloodborne was too.
Yeah, I think Bloodborne was like early 2015.
Look at the blood effects and the beast effects on the cover of the guy on the Bloodborne cover. This is what I have sitting in front of me. I just realized tonight when I sat down up here to get it installed on my PlayStation, because I'm going to live stream this bad boy, that is the same goddamn effect that the ghosts have on their wounds and their blood where they're bleeding.
I might have
so
to.
Good.
I might have to join you for some live streaming of Bloodborne, because that sounds fun. Have a little Halloween spooktacular.
Fuck cool. Yes, I'm gonna have a YouTube VOD game going, and then I'm gonna have a Twitch Bloodborne live stream.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know when you're planning on doing that. If I can, I'll definitely join if you wanted a partner to immediately die in early Arnhem and never progress.
I've gotten pretty solid. I'm still better at the original Dark Souls, but Bloodborne changed the way I play those games completely, because it forced me to. I didn't have a shield to hide behind.
It makes you play like an asshole, and that's why I love it, because I always play like an asshole in those games.
The thing I was most successful at in my entire Dark Souls career was getting summoned again and again and again for in Dark Souls 3, is it Dragon Slayer armor? Is that the name of the boss? It's just an empty set of armor with the butterfly in the background.
Yeah, that's the where it's kind of like the Ornstein armor look-alike.
It's another Dragon Slayer. It's not Ornstein. It's not a lion.
But like the same like it looks kind of like him. It's like
it
that
kind of looks
armor
nothing
set.
like him actually, but it is another Dragon Slayer. It's gold. That's about the only thing it has in common. But anyways, that boss is the only one that is significantly weak to the frost damage. The proc, though. The frost status effect is only for PvP. So the boss, it's about stamina regen issues is what it creates. And the bosses don't have stamina, but he takes a lot of damage from frost. So I would have the Irithyll straight sword in my right hand, and I'd have a fire longsword in my left hand, and I would just run in, and basically it was let me solo him. I would just run in, and I would just hit him until he proc frost, and then a single hit from the fire sword would undo frost, and then you could proc frost again. And it's like bleed in Elden Ring. Like his health just evaporates. Yes.
Also, I was thinking of the old Dragon Slayer from Dark Souls 2. So
yeah. But people would summon me. I would just put my summon sign down, and I used to have a whole bunch of video clips of me just running in and just melting this guy. But Bloodborne taught me to play that way. So
you were like the let me solo him of Dragon Slayer armor.
and then Geoff, it starts out the werewolf game and becomes the third act Cthulhu game. So there you go. Another through line.
I like how this is just a Dark Souls retrospective. We had the RoboCop retrospective, and now it's just a Bloodborne review. But looking back, I've always kind of considered like the first Dark Souls my favorite. But I think Bloodborne is just my favorite game, period, because I'm just such a nerd for Lovecraftian shit now that it's the one I look back on most fondly.
I almost feel like if they did do something with Bloodborne, it would have to be Del Toro, at least involved somewhere if he's not directing, because Geoff, period pieces set in this time period, there's something about that costume design that is incredibly difficult to do. It always looks like they shot for all the costumes at Goodwill or something. I don't know why. The costume design in this movie is incredible. It looks like the era, but it also like it invokes that era, but it also looks believable. Like I could see people walking around in this shit.
Yeah,
it looks really good. And then the design of the ghosts and the castle or not castle, but the house, everything. It's incredible.
The costuming is like a little bit textured. It's not like pristine, and it doesn't like because a lot of things that make these types of like a lot of movies that have these types of costumes, they don't look like lived in. They look like they're just used for a stage play,
right? And
they're not actual, believable pieces of clothing people are actually wearing every day. So this does a good job of making you feel like weathered.
I don't want this to come across in a bad way. I don't mean this in a bad way, but stage play stuff notoriously has no money. Like everything is done on the cheap. And that is usually what every movie, no matter what their budget is, their costuming looks like. That's usually what, like, usually you'll get like a house or a manor that looks like it fits, and there'll be decor you can tell that was already there, and then shit that they added just doesn't match. It's like it's like the Kmart version of the 1800s was put in the living room along with like the authentic stuff. Everything about this movie is gorgeous. Even in the way the ghosts look, everything is just gorgeously done. The smoky effects on the ghosts are incredible. And then the
only thing go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then the fact that the redness of the dirt, the redness of the clay. So once you get to Crimson Peak, they're all that same red color. Is great.
The only thing that I think I would have preferred with this is for the first half of the movie, they're doing a ton of like callbacks to like the silent film era with like I just learned today what it's called, but you know, like have you ever heard of the iris shot? And you've seen it 1,000 times in this movie where the scene transitions by turning most of the screen black except for what's in the circle.
Yes.
And that's called an iris shot. This movie has like
if
20
you've ever
of those
done
fucking
video editing, there's a transition called iris. That's
Yeah,
what that is.
So this movie has like 20 fucking iris shots in the first half of it. And then it just like stops happening.
Yeah.
And I wish Del Toro had either
Pick one.
the thing that it made me think of is one of the things that I love so much about The Lighthouse is it fucking picks a lane and it sticks to it.
Yeah.
Like The Lighthouse, they even use the fucking same like lighting that they used 100 goddamn years ago.
Yeah.
This movie, either you're a modern like neo-classical or you're making it classical, and they're trying to like have their cake and eat it too for a lot of this movie. And this is just from like the direction and like the cinematography of it. With I don't know who's in charge of like saying we're doing an iris shot here. I don't know if that's Del Toro or like the editor. I don't know, but like
I know he has a soft spot for that era of filmmaking.
It's very lazy to me that they're playing so heavily into callbacks to the silent film era in the first half of the movie, and then it just stops happening.
Yeah, once we actually move over to the manor, it stops.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
It's almost like he like halfway through the movie, he's like, "Wait, this is fucking annoying. Stop that shit." Like,
yeah,
that's my only critique of it is I wanted, and I think it would have been cool if it did. I didn't need this to be The Lighthouse to where it's that dedicated to the craft of being a 1920s movie, but like pick a lane. Like it was driving me crazy.
It didn't bother me that much. Every time it happened, I'd be like, "Ugh, guys, Star Wars did it better." But you know, once it quit happening, I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah,
I was
happier. The movie forgot about it. The movie fucking forgot that it was happening.
But no, I understand that because when there's an inconsistency like that, it can take you out of the movie pretty hard.
There also just real quick, there is a funeral and it's raining, so this movie fucking sucks. Every time that happens now, I laugh because this is what happens when I watch that movie. Because just for some background for people who didn't know this about our previous podcast we did, but at some point Ron and I did this like
list.
I don't know what we had basically like a topic at the beginning of every episode or the ending. I forget what like order it was, but we had like every episode we had like this like topic we would do, and we would present a new topic to talk about. And at one point we did like cliches in movies that annoy you. And one of the main
we should do that again. That was fun.
It was a good. We should do that again. Look at us having good ideas 10 years ago and forgetting about them. But maybe even my number one thing was fucking funeral scenes where it is raining, and it'll be like the only fucking scene of the whole thing, and it drives me up a goddamn wall. But I was gonna say though is like it made me laugh when I was watching it. Dude, I need either a lot more caffeine or a lot less caffeine. I also gotta pick a fucking lane. But what made me laugh when I was watching that scene in Crimson Peak is I almost felt like as soon as I saw that, I knew once Ron was watching this movie, he would bust out laughing because I'm going to talk about that when we do the recording.
But hey, you've never looked at a bicycle in a movie the same way again.
Oh yeah, I'm cursed
because they all have a fucking bicycle belt, whether they have one or not.
I like how when you're riding the bike in PUBG, you can do the little like ring ring, and that always makes me think of Ron's pet peeve for that too.
Oh man,
no, but go on. Sorry, I want to talk about that because it's like the only fucking scene when it's raining. I'm just like, man, fuck you guys. It doesn't automatically rain because we're at a funeral. Why is this a cliche? It's so stupid.
There's actually a really good plot reason for why no one's going and getting help in this movie, and that is the fucking snow is relentless.
Oh yeah, the snow is awesome.
It's It's not.
I love it when it fucking snows in movies. I just hate when it fucking rains at every stupid ass funeral in a fucking movie. God damn it! Stop it! Fucking stop. You remember the fucking I don't remember what season it was. You remember the Flash TV show?
Yeah.
When one of the main characters died. The show hasn't had rain in a sequence for 3 seasons. Somebody fucking dies and it's raining, and I wanted to just bane my TV over my fucking knee. Just stop it. Fucking assholes.
Oh man.
Oh man.
But no, what are your thoughts on like the overall plot of the movie?
You know what was really funny is we like you referenced before. We talked about this like 10 years ago when the shit came out, and I just thought it was okay, and I completely forgot 98% of what had happened. So it was essentially like a brand new movie for me again, and I ended up thinking it was just okay. So I pretty much have the exact same reaction 9 years later, where there's a lot of stuff I like about it, and for whatever reason, it's so weird. Okay, you know, like that, like what's that phrase where it's like the whole is greater than the sum of the parts?
Yeah.
This should be between the director and the cast and the tone and how it's Bloodborne. All of this shit should make this like catnip for me. And it's like the whole is worse than the sum of the parts for me. Not bad, but it's something weird that just this should all work for me, and something about it just does not click for me that well.
So I think it's pretty good. The thing that drags it down though is it is a it's not a ghost movie. It is basically a crime story, like a murder story that has ghosts in it. And it was marketed as like a ghost movie, as like a haunting movie. So that's the thing that kind of drags it down story-wise for me. Real quick, I just want to interject. I was trying to see, because I remembered the way we titled our episodes. I'm looking at our old podcast on YouTube right now, and I just want to point out that we have always fucking done this. Where was it? Captain America Civil War review with spoilers. 1 hour and 42 minutes. Basically the length of the movie. And can I see when this went live? 8 years ago. So we've been doing this for a decade. We have been Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 3 finale, 1 hour and 9 minutes.
I'm surprised. That was pretty.
That's like a 45-minute episode.
That's brisk. That's brisk for us. That could have been a 3-hour show.
Well, it's longer than the episode.
Okay. Here's something that drives me crazy about this movie.
Yes.
Absolutely. And again, like I think it's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't think it's bad by any means. I think it's pretty solid. You don't regret
watching it, basically.
Absolutely not. It's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Weird
it's a
to
Del
say.
Toro movie.
Is it weird to say it's a fun ghost movie? There's something about it.
It's
that's
entertaining,
kind of fun
and I
me.
think that's like the Del Toro-ness of it. Like,
I think that's the Del Toro-ness of it, and
through.
I think that is the cast also, which we'll get into.
Yeah, the cast is fantastic. I love this cast. Just spoiler alert. I think this is Jessica Chastain's best performance in a country mile.
It's her only performance.
She is so good in this. Time is it just because she's a villain?
I think it's because she's a villain.
Is she one of those where it's like if you let her like chew the scenery and be weird and be creepy, she's great? You know, and if you have to have her be like the stoic main character, I couldn't care less because she's boring as fuck. Is that like?
So I wouldn't want her to do the accent, but do you know who she struck me as in this movie? She's a little Natalia al Ghul-ish.
I could see that
in this.
Yeah. She's awesome in this, and I was so surprised because I'm usually just like, she's there. Didn't we have her on something recently?
Martian?
Yeah,
where she's just doing a line reading the entire time and not actually acting.
Just vibing for a paycheck, dude. It's so weird, but she's awesome in this. She's so charismatic in this. I really like her. She's to me like the best performance of the movie, and this movie has Tom Hiddleston in it, and I love that man. You know,
I can't walk down that road with you. At least not hand in hand.
What? That is the best performance?
Yeah, I still think Tom Hiddleston is the best performance.
They're tied for me. They're both. I mean, it's fucking Tom Hiddleston. You know, I can't.
Which we'll get into for reasons as to why that makes sense.
But yeah, they're both great. The fact that she's even in the conversation with Tom Hiddleston shows that it's great for her.
Yeah.
Because usually you and I
Good
are
for her.
oh, good for you. Usually you and I are on the same page of like she is vibing, and it looks so bored to death by the fact that I'm being paid millions to act in movies, and that pisses me off to an extent because it's like you're living the dream.
Yeah.
You're making movies, and you're rich beyond all of your wildest dreams, and you look like you couldn't care less, and you look like you're never having any fun. And in this, she adds, maybe that's Del Toro. Maybe that's Del Toro, because Del Toro, like we were talking about, the through line through his entire career is there's always like energy. There's to his movies, there's this like essence of fun to it, no matter what the genre is. Like you look at this, look at like Blade 2, Pan's Labyrinth is incredibly dark.
Wait, did he do Blade 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Blade 2.
That's why that's the best Blade movie.
That's why it's got Ron Perlman. It's his boy.
Oh,
yeah.
Is Charlie Hunnam in that?
So if Del Toro did Bloodborne, who would Burn Gorman play? Because they would have Burn Gorman in there for somebody.
Fuck. That'd
be a good Gascoigne. You just let him go apeshit as Gascoigne. Oh, Mikolash. He could play Mikolash probably pretty well. Just go like fucking nuts.
He could do Mikolash pretty good. He's also like in Game of Thrones and stuff, though. He's not nuts. He's just completely sinister.
He can. So what's cool? He can play any of the Bloodborne characters because he can either be the like calculated, like sinister ones, or he can be the fucking chaotic one.
I wish it had at least like 10% more Burn Gorman in it.
I agreed. Every movie needs 10% more Burn Gorman. I want him in everything. I love that man.
He's one of the best characters in Torchwood too.
I really need to go back and watch that show. But every time you bring up Torchwood, I'm like, fuck yeah, I need to go back and watch Torchwood. And you know what? I forget it. I forget it exists.
We keep saying that this show will also cover TV. I should just put it on the show.
Yeah, fuck it. I want to have like Chernobyl at some point on the show and Haunting of Hill House. So eventually, we'll just say fuck it and just do TV. Whatever. It's our show. We'll do whatever the fuck we want.
Oh, so the Tomb Raider reboot. Got it. Because we also said video games have stories. Why not at one point? We haven't done a video game yet.
We'll do a live. Fuck it. One thing this movie does that drives me fucking crazy too is I hate, and it's mostly early on, the like fucking like college course 101 symbolism. Like,
okay,
why are we grinding the movie to a halt? Doyle? Why are we grinding the movie to a halt to show the insects of like, and we have this conversation about how like just to have a fucking symbol for the trap or whatever that the main girl is in, and how she's like the beautiful butterfly being eaten by the ants because like that whole conversation is dumb, and it's so on the nose with like the symbolism for the movie and like the metaphor of her being the butterfly and the fucking what's her name, Lucille, being the ants and shit. And it's like we have like a super close up of like the ants eating the butterfly. I'm just like, it's like a fucking 9 Inch Nails video, and I'm out. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. So first off, this movie has the most thorough set of photos I have ever seen in my life. It's got 906 photos.
Does it really?
It has 906 photos. Somewhere in the middle of this,
god damn,
there are posters for each character that are pretty cool. But Lucille's poster is the moth. Is it May? What was her name? I can't remember the main girl's name now in the movie. Edith. She's the butterfly. Tom Hiddleston's character is a skull, and Charlie Hunnam has angel wings, and they're all ghostly images over them.
That's pretty cool. I'm scrolling. God damn, do they have every frame from the movie? What? Why?
Yeah, the whole movie is in here. If you have not seen this movie, do not look at these images.
You could print these out and make a flip book of the movie.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
It's so crazy. And they have a lot more like really cool images at the very end where they put all the stuff for like the DVD and the Blu-ray and stuff. There's some really cool images down there too. 'Cause I scrolled all through it looking for a decent image for the YouTube video, and I was just I scrolled and I scrolled and I scrolled.
There's a still image of Edith with the shovel in the background.
Yes.
That could be a meme of like you like where you drop in the little like word comment over the person and it's just like me in the foreground, it's like summer break ending or whatever in the background. That could totally be a fucking meme. I love it.
Yeah, so like this right here. Like I swear to God, if you zoom in, you will see Martyr Ligarius standing there.
Dude, totally. There's room for a boss fight up there, dude.
Yeah. Is that not nuts?
Yeah.
It even has like the clock tower thing that you had to jump off of to get to him.
It totally does. And it's so weird that this came out at the same time. Because if they didn't, you would think one of them was copying the other because they're so close.
Right.
Did you get what I was saying though about like the fucking insect symbolism and shit? And it's so fucking on the nose.
One of them that I thought like there's one of them that bugged me, but I can also kind of justify
I see
it
what
at the same
you did there.
What happened?
You said one of them bugged me.
Yeah. It's too late for that shit, man. But she points out all of his medical books and then points out Arthur Conan Doyle, which, you know, the writer of Sherlock Holmes. And he is the Sherlock Holmes in the movie. I probably would have just had that sitting on his desk somewhere among a pile of books in the frame.
So what they're doing with that is it's like this
they're
movie
they're
thinks
friends and she's making fun of him. Like
well,
I get
no,
it.
like what I was gonna say though is like that is specifically adding fuel to the whole like we're gonna subvert him being the hero later on, which I think is cool. I like that they subvert that, but they like we don't need that specific call out, you know.
Yeah.
It's this movie thinks it's like smarter than it is for the first half of it.
Yes.
And that's a huge problem with it because it's some of it is like eye rolly. Like the dialogue is so unnatural when it's happening because it's just like clever script writing, and that shit should have like this movie isn't on the cusp. You know, it's not 87 minutes long. Some of this shit could have been cut if the movie was 10 minutes shorter and we didn't have the Sherlock Holmes conversation. We didn't have the fucking butterfly and ant scene. It's fine. You know, let the shit be subtext, please.
Yeah.
Didn't ruin the movie for me, but it is obnoxious at times.
So I got distracted. That's why I went. That's why I went silent for a minute.
Were you distracted by the Tom Hiddleston photos?
Always. He is my desktop background. No,
Aurora is laughing in the background.
He's just so Tom Hiddleston, you know.
He's just. I just want to join the TVA, man. He's just so dreamy.
No, there is a movie called Night Bitch.
What?
That came out in 2024. Comedy, drama, horror.
I just got the next fucking movie picked out off one title alone. That's all I need to know.
The poster says select theaters December. A woman pauses her career to be a stay-at-home mom, but soon her domesticity, is that a word? Domesticity?
Domesticity?
Yeah. Takes a surreal turn. It's Amy Adams, and I know this actor. I never knew his name. His name is Scoot McNairy.
Oh yeah, the dude from yeah, I know that guy.
But his name is Scoot, Geoff.
His name is Scoot McNairy. He's like when you're hitting the name randomization on World of Warcraft.
The tagline is "Motherhood is a bitch."
What the fuck?
What is this movie?
Our next selection for the podcast is what it is.
There's this image where she literally has like flames in her eyes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what is going on in this movie. The poster is her surrounded by dogs.
Interesting. I've never heard of this in my life.
I've never heard of this movie before. She's like digging through the front yard like she's a dog. Anyways, we got to get back onto this thing. I don't
know. Do you want to talk about RoboCop for another 30 minutes? I'm just down. You know, like, what are we going to talk about?
I was looking for through the photos, and then on the right side of the screen, is
oh yeah, I see it too. It's on the best films we saw at TIFF.
Yes.
Yeah, holy shit.
Night Bitch
Is it actually
just
good?
staring at me.
See,
Probably
now-
not, but
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
there's an image here, Geoff.
Oh, it's 5.5. It's garbage.
There's okay. So first off, one of the images is totally unnecessary. You're about 5 degrees off of seeing her boobs as she's getting out of the bathtub. You know how it cuts right before then?
Oh
They
yeah.
have the last frame of that cut in here for some reason.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. But I didn't need to see this. This isn't something I needed to see if it'll ever upload. There it goes. I don't need a still of that. Why is there 906 photos, Geoff?
Someone was just going frame.
Oh, Tom Hiddleston's ass.
So,
well, his stunt double's ass. It's probably a stunt ass.
So
Let me dream, Geoff.
Let me dream. Yeah.
So I get that this is the stupid ages, but the fact that no one is questioning the fact that he slipped and fell and smashed his face into the sink 15 times before he hit the ground.
Dude, he looks like Batman had an angry day.
Also, like, I don't know. At least this one's not haunted by more than one ghost, I guess, but she lives in the H.H. Holmes house.
Yeah, she totally does.
Like, look at this.
I would just like to point out, I understand she was, like grieving the loss of her dad and stuff, but like when I granted, like if you're married to Loki, you're just gonna follow him wherever he goes, even though he goes to a fucking Bloodborne level. If I see
some of the best content in Bloodborne.
If I see that house out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and I walk into the living room,
and the snow is blood red,
and I walk into the living room, and it just puddles out fucking red Play-Doh, like Play-Doh. I'm fucking
no. Go back to Play-Doh. I like that
Play-Doh,
better.
red Play-Doh,
red Play-Doh.
I'm fucking out, dude. Like that's just not sanitary. Like like what does this house smell like when it's just oozing clay at all times?
I can tell you, it's not good because that's what my backyard looks like, just not red.
Man,
because my backyard is my soil is all clay, and I have a septic tank. So, at least once a night, but sometimes several times throughout the day, depending on how heavy our water usage is, it aerates and it sprays over the yard. And after 10 years, I couldn't mow. My tractor would get stuck in the fucking muck, and it smelled. Yes, it's a septic tank, but it just smelled like raw sewage all the time, even though that's not what that water smells like when it comes out. It would be this really thick, rich black. It would look like oil, or like a petroleum product, like asphalt, like liquid asphalt is what it would look like. All the grass died and everything. We spent a shit ton of money fixing it this year, moved all the sprinklers around and put in a drainage system and resodded everything. But when I was watching this movie, like when he steps on that footboard and it just oozes up through the floor, I was like, yeah, I know what that feels like. I literally know what that is like.
And all of the wood is spongy.
Oh,
and
God.
that shit is just not
Black
okay.
Also everywhere.
I know I've been like really I hate that fucking ant scene so much. It's just stupid. I know I've been very negative. I do like a lot of stuff about this movie, and we'll get to it. But okay, here's a question, Rod. Okay, you got enough fucking money to build this giant ass mansion? Why are we building it on top of our clay mine?
Yeah.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand. That's some of the stuff that it's like, okay, so I did some background Wikipedia deep diving on this.
Oh, do you read Arthur Conan Doyle?
So, I do actually. I do. See, I am the Sherlock Holmes stand-in figure to subvert audience expectations in the third act, because instead of
is that when you fought Cthulhu?
I was about to say, instead of saving the girl, I fight Cthulhu. What the twist? No, but this fucking podcast is off the rails. I kind of love it. But this was sold off of a spec script, and that makes a lot of sense, because like the imagery of this house is like what got it like sold. So even though the shit makes no fucking sense, it's all staying in because it was sort of a spec script, and it's like they're building this plot around imagery and a spec script instead of like a story. And because Del Toro and this cast are talented as fuck and they're all awesome, they make it work.
Right.
But a lot of the shit is dumb, and that's the thing that I was getting at. A lot of it is.
This movie
like I
makes it
said,
work is a really good summary of this movie, because I really like this movie, but I agree that they're just making it work, right? And
yeah,
it's kind of a testament, like you said, to the cast and the crew, including Del Toro, that this movie is as good as it is. You know, and that it looks it's got money in it. It looks good. It's filmed good, except for the iris stuff we were talking about.
Yeah, and even then, like, I'm okay with that. They just do it too much and then not enough. Like, you gotta figure out what the fuck's going on, man. It's like it's like for the first half of the edit, they had the premium DaVinci Resolve, and then their subscription ran out. I was like, well, fuck, we don't have access to that transition anymore, so we're not gonna do that, I guess.
Oh man.
Yeah, let's go through the so as we talked about before, it's directed and co-written by Del Toro. The co-writer is Matthew Robbins, who I believe he worked with on Mimic. Yeah, he worked with him on Mimic, which is where they met. And then that's one thing with Del Toro is Del Toro has his homies.
Mimic is on my short list, by the way.
I'm glad you have that for the show eventually, because I need to rewatch that. I haven't seen that in fucking forever.
It's really
and I remember
good
nothing
and
about
really
it.
stupid at the same time. I really like that movie.
Yeah, I'm you know me, I love Del Toro. I'm always down.
It's another one that they just make it work, because the overall plot in that movie is really stupid, but like the setting and the monster design and everything is really good.
Yeah, so he worked with him on Crimson Peak, worked with him on Mimic. They worked together on his Pinocchio movie, which apparently Del Toro's Pinocchio movie is really good, but I forgot it existed.
Wait, what? Really? It's Pinocchio.
Yeah. It won the like Oscar for best animated movie. It's apparently and the cast is ridiculous.
It's animated? I didn't know that.
Yeah, have you seen the cast of the Pinocchio movie by Del Toro, by the way?
I don't know, you probably texted it to me at one point.
I probably did. I'm gonna read you this fucking cast. Are you ready?
No, probably not. Is Scoot in it? Tell me Scoot's in it.
Ewan McGregor, David Bradley, Bern Gorman, Ron Perlman, John Turturro, Kate Blanchett, Tim Blake Nelson, Christoph Waltz, and Tilda Swinton.
You had me at any one of those people individually.
Right? Like, this cast is like the best cast of all time, and I also love how
So he did Pinocchio and not Eliza P. movie? Because this is a fucking Bloodborne movie.
Dude, if you gave me Eliza P. movie by Del Toro, like, I'm fucking there opening day. Holy shit. Give me that movie. But yeah, I'm interested in this now. I forgot this shit existed, but when I saw this cast earlier today, I was like, holy
fuck. I tried to forget
fuck.
it existed, but people keep talking about it. I guess I know why now.
I am traumatized by the original Pinocchio, but I'm okay with like fucking. I made Aurora laugh again because have you seen the fucking donkey shit in the original Pinocchio movie? Shit is terrifying. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, are you talking about the Disney one?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Ron, I gotta find you some YouTube videos because you are not prepared. In the original Pinocchio movie, did you know there is an entire subplot that just doesn't get wrapped up where there is a dude turning little kids into donkeys?
That original story is really fucked up and has a lot of shit like that in it.
They adapted that for the fucking movie.
Wow.
And it's in there and it's disturbing as fuck. And there is some creepy
imagery
in that movie.
And then they just drop it like it's an iris transition.
And they iris shot the fuck away from that and never talk about it again. And you know what's even funnier? Do you remember the live action Pinocchio they did a couple years ago with Tom Hanks as Geppetto?
No.
They did a live action Pinocchio. They had that subplot and they did the exact same fucking thing. They don't even like talk about it ever again. They don't have like a moment to where like we're gonna make the characters actually like save the kids and be likable. Nope. They're just like, fuck them kids, I'm out. Iris shot. Bye. It's brutal, dude. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I don't understand why they fucking did a live action Pinocchio and why they didn't correct the creepy subplot of the fucking children being turned into slave donkeys. This is shit that fucking happens in that movie. It sounds like I'm having a stroke, but it's real. Oh my god.
I just learned that the mom is played by Doug Jones, which is another one of Del Toro's guys.
Yeah, Abe Sapien. He's always the
Okay, well, there's
lanky
that
dude.
too. I was gonna say The Shape of Water. He's the creature from the Black
Yeah.
Lagoon guy, and
Yep. He's always his. We're gonna have a 7 foot tall creepy creature. I gotta call Doug up and get him in here.
in Hocus Pocus is Billy Butcherson the zombie guy with his mouth sewed shut.
Yeah, that's him. That's Doug
Okay.
Jones.
All right.
Yeah, I like Doug Jones.
Yeah, I just found out that wasn't a woman. That is Doug Jones. Shattered my dreams tonight.
Shattered your dreams. I love him as Abe Sapien. I'm a big fan of the first Hellboy movie.
I know we jumped really far in the cast and I brought him up, but her ghost, by the way, something about a ghost having naked boobs is fucking terrifying. And
the muscle being the exterior is always something that works. I actually like so I watched this on Amazon.
Oh no.
Begrudgingly because it was on.
We've wrapped all the way around back to the beginning of the show.
We have. I watched it on there because Prime Video had it as.
He's in Batman Returns.
Is he really? Who is he in Batman Returns?
Thin Clown.
Oh shit, that is him. He's one of the clowns that gets like murdered by Batman.
Yeah.
They just don't talk about how Batman murdered that guy with a bomb or whatever.
Yeah, because we couldn't do the Royal Flush Gang. We had to do a bunch of clowns.
Yeah. What the fuck were we talking about?
Amazon. You watched it on Amazon.
Oh,
he's in Mystery
Amazon.
Men? Okay, I have to close this IMDb.
Yeah, you really do. You're really derailing the fuck out of my train of thought. It's hanging on by a thread.
I told you I've had so much caffeine I'm tingly. Fuck off, Geoff.
I'm tingly. I watch Tom Hiddleston. This always happens. I watched this on Amazon, and
it
Amazon
made me tingly.
Amazon has this thing where like they have like the little X-ray thing where it shows you the actors in
Apple
the scene.
just introduced that.
Apparently, every single time that they're showing one of the ghosts, even the ones that aren't played by Doug Jones, it's like a stand-in with an actor. Like each of the ghosts is played by an actor, which I think is pretty cool because it looks like they just had the mocap. And that's how you get those because like Doug Jones specifically is a contortionist.
Oh.
So like when you see him doing those like creepy crawling like scenes down the hallway, that's him being a contortionist through mocap. And that's super fucking cool because they didn't need to do that. They could have just done CGI. But because Del Toro takes the time to have them mocap a contortionist actor who's awesome and really good about being creepy, like it sells it so much more than if it had just been CGI. I love that.
Yeah. A handful of the 906 photos is people in costume. So like the ones where like their part of their head is totally missing, like they're wearing like the green like suit you're wearing in front of a green screen with makeup over it, and that part is just green where their head is, where it's all caved in and stuff.
It all adds together for a really cool like unnerving effect because it's like simultaneously it's real. It's simultaneously CGI and acting. You know, it's not.
But he's the mother in both in that portrait and in ghost form.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Super cool. Yeah, Doug Jones is fucking awesome.
But
I'm glad he got to be in one of the Star Trek shows. That way, he actually got to just act instead of just being the creepy guy,
right?
Like the weird suit. Let's see, who have we not talked about yet?
I don't think we've talked about the cast at all. I think we just got through Matthew Robbins.
Well, we had to talk about RoboCop. We had to talk about Amazon.
Can we focus on Tom
Football.
Hiddleston's ass a little bit more?
Well, I got 900 images I can show you if you want to.
It makes me tingly, Geoff.
It makes me. I got a case of the Lokis, man.
I low key have a case of the Lokis.
Fuck, we gotta call the show on that one. That was good. We gotta call it. What is your opinion of Mia Wasikowska in this?
Gesundheit, first off.
She is one of the greatest names. Mia Wasikowska. She sounds like a fucking Bond villain, dude. I love that
name. That's pretty much my opinion of her. I don't know. I think she's pretty stiff. And I've seen her. What? She's in one of those Alice in Wonderland movies, right, or something.
Yeah, she is. I have the exact same opinion of her in that, where it's like she's not technically doing anything bad. She's just being the kind of like quirky protagonist girl who's like fish out of water.
I
and
see why they picked her for Edith, right? Based on the Alice in Wonderland movies.
Yeah, because it's the same thing, but it's like I can't.
I'm not saying that's her only range, but it's basically the same character. And I understand why they picked her, but I don't know. Anytime I see her in something, she's not bad. She's doing better than I can, but
it's just that she's there.
The problem is she's surrounded by other people.
And you know what's weird? Usually the person who's just there chilling is Jessica Chastain, and she's one of the best parts of this movie.
Yeah,
so it's like there was a paradox.
You're literally wedging her
continuum.
between the superpowered Chastain. I guess she had enough caffeine to be tingly or something. She finally felt something, and it came through on screen.
she saw Tom Hiddleston and finally felt something.
But you're putting her between Jessica Chastain and Tom Hiddleston in the second half of the movie. And in the first half of the movie, you've got the guy that's playing her dad. And I get Charlie Hunnam may not be the best actor, but he's acting, And
he's trying. He's trying.
Yeah, and you've got her next to him, and it just makes her stand out.
Yeah, and like
not
part
in the
of
best
that,
way either.
Part of it too is like between Alice in Wonderland and this, which I think are the only two things I've seen her in.
Same.
She's technically not doing anything wrong because that is her character, but because of her being this exact same character in both movies, I don't know if she's bad at acting or if she's doing what she was supposed to do, and that's what she was directed to do because they're just the same character. I don't know. The
feeling I get, and again, I've only seen her in the two movies, and again, like I said, she got this role, I'm sure, because they saw her in Alice in Wonderland. So that's why I threw in the thing earlier. I'm not saying this is her only range or anything because I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
With the feeling that I get, the thing that's bothering me is I feel like she is just playing the character that's on paper, whereas Bern Gorman is putting some Bern Gorman into it. Tom Hiddleston is putting some Tom Hiddleston into it.
She's not elevating it. She's
doing what she was told to do, what she was paid to do, which is fine if you're doing like a TV movie, and when you're putting her in a Del Toro film surrounded by these other people, she just kind of stands out.
It's interesting too. She has an interesting IMDb page.
I feel like I saw Edith and no Mia, is the problem.
I totally get what you're saying, and I agree. But I also, because I haven't seen her in anything else, I have a hard time saying like that for sure. That
right?
That she's not. Because
like
we talked about before.
That's why I said I was getting that feeling, and not that this is what is happening. Because
for sure, yeah,
I don't know.
It's the exact same scenario with how we usually feel about Jessica Chastain, and because
Jessica Chastain to me is a little Julianne Moore, where she's not doing anything to me.
I could see that too, but my point was gonna be like, because I've seen Jessica Chastain be good in this movie, I know she has the potential to do it. So just because we wouldn't have thought that if we hadn't seen this.
Julianne Moore, she now pisses me off. She's now on the list of actors that piss me off.
Yeah, because you're usually phoning it in, but you can be good. So now you're just being an asshole.
Exactly.
So, Mia Wasikowska could be good. I just haven't seen her in something that was a standout performance.
I would almost be interested in seeking out something else that she's.
I totally agree.
Whoa, you are 2 letters off of being an Offspring song. The Kids Are All Right is the name of this movie. Yeah, none of this am I interested in.
She's had an interesting career because she started it off with Alice in Wonderland made $1 billion.
Did it really?
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland the first one was a fucking massive hit. So you would have thought that would have relayed into her being in more kind of AAA stuff,
yeah.
But she ended up doing Crimson Peak, and Crimson Peak wasn't a bomb. It wasn't a big hit or anything, but it wasn't a bomb. But then she just kind of drifted away to doing independent movies, pretty much.
She
at least on the scale.
2 movies too.
at least on the scale of like what we're talking about.
I'd really be
So it's
interested in
interesting.
watching something she directed.
Yeah, agreed.
Just to see. But yeah, none of this am I really super interested in either. But genre-wise, she's all over the place. So she's got a pretty eclectic career.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
no, she's interesting. In kind of a weird way, because I feel like it's just the fact that they wanted a little bit of Alice in Wonderland brought to this character, and that's why they got her. So I feel like it gives the illusion to someone who has never really watched her that that's all she can do, but I feel like there's more there than that. So I don't know. She confuses me, I guess is what I'm saying.
I will
She's
be
not bad.
watching.
Like I said, she's doing way better than I could ever do.
I think I'll be watching her at some point again in the movie. This is the movie I'm thinking of. This is not the movie I'm thinking of. Just disregard.
You were saying?
Moving along. No, I got this Blackbird movie mixed up with. Oh fuck!
With X-Men.
Yeah, exactly the same. Hold on.
Holding.
Please hold. What is the fucking movie done
Almost
by the
there.
Greta Gerwig lady?
Almost there.
Stay on target.
Almost
Lady
there.
Bird. Lady Bird is a movie I was thinking Blackbird was, so we can move along now. And that is a movie made by Greta Gerwig, who did Little Women and Barbie. And
okay,
I like the movies she's done so far. So Aurora and I, after Aurora really liked Barbie and Little Women, we were planning on going back and watching Lady Bird because this had a lot of buzz about it.
I heard a lot about Lady Bird. I know nothing about it though.
Yeah, so I have heard a lot about Lady Bird and nothing about Blackbird. So we can disregard the last 60 seconds of conversation. Who we not talked about in more detail. Just real quick,
no, is where that conversation ended up.
I gotta give a quick shout out to Jim Beaver, who plays the dad.
Beaver.
Jim Beaver is
the dad's real good.
Jim Beaver is the father figure character in the TV show Supernatural.
Okay,
that is where I know him from. He's fucking awesome. He is this dude.
He's great in this,
dude. He is always showing up in whatever movie you have him in as a supporting character. He has so much fucking like screen presence to him. He's great. Like that scene.
He commanded every scene in this movie.
That scene when he's in like the boardroom meeting,
shutting down Tom Hiddleston,
shutting down Loki, dude. Dude, he's great, and he needs to be in more stuff. He is fortunately getting a little bit more buzz now because he is a character. He's not used as much as I'd like, because I love Jim Beaver, but he's in The Boys because The Boys is made by some of the executive producers from Supernatural, so he's getting a little bit more buzz, kind of like Carl Urban is now because of The Boys, because it's kind of blowing up the last couple seasons. So I want to see Jim Beaver more shit because he's awesome. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah, no, so he's played bit roles in other movies that I have seen, right? Like he's one of the sheriffs in Joyride. Things like that. This is the most I've ever seen of him. I'm not familiar with any of the more recent things he's been doing. I haven't seen The Boys. I haven't seen Watchmen or anything, but yeah, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's so good.
Movie.
I love him. Who would you like to talk about next? We talked a little bit about Doug Jones. Bern Gorman is in this, and he's very good. He just has 2 minutes of screen time, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah. He can be sinister. He can be over the top comedian. He can be kind of dark and mysterious, like he was in this. Bern Gorman is fucking great.
And I think Charlie Hunnam is very likable in this.
I think Charlie Hunnam has. I wouldn't say he's charismatic, but I would say he has a charisma about him that I like watching him on screen.
Me too, and I feel like it's a shame because I don't think
he's ever the best actor in anything he's in, but I also don't mind. Like he's not ever bad, and he's always kind of very Charlie Hunnam, and I'm fine with that.
And you want to know what I'm so stupid for
I want to
kind of
hang out with him after every movie I've seen him in.
Right?
You know?
And you know what I'm just now fucking realizing, because I'm an idiot, is I think Charlie Hunnam ended up becoming one of Del Toro's like dudes that he works with a lot. You know, like obviously like Pacific Rim and this, and he's done other shit with them, I'm sure. He probably met him through Ron Perlman, because Ron Perlman was in Sons of Anarchy.
Right. I was gonna say he's with
so
Ron
like
Perlman.
he probably met him at like a fucking party, and they're just like they're bros now. So he has Charlie Hunnam and shit, and I like that, because like I feel like Charlie Hunnam, he's always there's another actor who we always talk about. He's like one step away from being A-list.
RoboCop. What's Rick Flag?
Joel Kinnaman.
Yes.
Joel Kinnaman. He's just like him, where he's like
that's
so
what I
fucking
was about
close
to say.
being A-list.
He's always about 15 degrees off of Breaking
Yeah,
Big.
so close. Like the King Arthur movie he did.
Yes.
With Guy Ritchie.
There was
like
money in that movie too.
And then like you know, everyone loves Pacific Rim, but because Pacific Rim didn't end up being this like the first movie
the Avengers.
Yeah, it did, because it wasn't a box office like juggernaut. It just, you know, barely turned a profit because of overseas box offices. He didn't get to like relay that into more roles, and it just sucks, because like I like him a lot. I think he's always very, very likable. I'm glad that he's both, you know, friends with Guy Ritchie and Del Toro, so he will pop up in their stuff over time. But yeah, I really like Charlie Hunnam, and I wish he would get like more of a chance.
Yes.
I think he's like you said, dude is not Gary Oldman, but he has a like screen presence and inherent likability to him that works for me, and I think he's very very
I said this a second ago, and I'll say it again just because it's the best. It's the best way I know how to say it, and it sounds like I'm being mean, but I'm not. I wouldn't say he has charisma, but he has a charisma about him. He has an air about him. I want to watch him anytime he's on screen. And he's always very likable. Even when he's shutting down the douchebag in Pacific Rim, then they get into that fist fight. Like, he's likable the entire time, and he's really good with his facial expressions and stuff.
And you know what? You don't know what he's doing? He's doing like the opposite of what Mia Wasikowska was doing. Like, he's always bringing a bit of himself to his roles that makes like his character in Pacific Rim is very cliche. His character in this is very cliche, but because he is bringing a bit of himself to the role and making it more magnetic, just because he's likable as a dude.
Yes,
it's interesting.
Yeah,
it's interesting
he's so likable, and he has, he's got a very pleasant character about him, and he's got this really good smile and stuff. You just like watching him work. He's really good with his facial expressions, the way he does his eyes and stuff. Yeah, I really like him.
Yeah, I do too.
And like you, I wish he got more work. Just like what was it, Joel McKinnon?
Yeah, Joel Kinnaman.
Joel Kinnaman. I wish he'd get more work also.
Agreed. Especially after Altered Carbon. I loved him in that Altered Carbon.
Oh God, he was so good in Altered Carbon. Yeah,
it's so good.
We need to get Run All Night is not the best movie I've ever seen or anything, but it's a pretty good movie, and he's really good in that. Joel Kinnaman. He's like Liam Neeson's son, I think, if I recall.
Let's see. I'm trying to think back to some other stuff that I wanted to touch on. The most Bloodborne this movie gets is towards the end, when they are outside in the snow, and there's just this like color palette of the like pale white with the red from the blood and from the clay everywhere. That is just like it is Castle Kane Heroes, like we talked about earlier, like to a fucking T.
Hang on, I just had a thought. When you brought up Bloodborne again, who is the guy that uses the Ligarius wheel? Alfred? No.
Yeah, Alfred.
Tom Hiddleston in a live action Bloodborne as Alfred, especially when he goes nuts at Castle Canehurst.
Yeah, that's the thing too. We haven't talked much about Hiddleston's great in this, because Hiddleston, for the first like third of the movie, when the movie is just presenting it as a romance, he is just charm, you know.
Yes.
He is.
That's what made him so good at playing Loki, is because
exactly
he's the god of mischief. Like, he needs to have that charm.
The second they arrive at the mansion and he steps on the property with her after they're married, he's 50% charm. And because the way he like when she sees the dog and he is acting charming to her, but there is this like innate sense of annoyance about him too.
Yes.
Is so subtle and so fucking good. Because the way he delivers the line when she says, "Can we keep him?" referring to the dog, and then he says, he like in a very annoyed but like pleasant way says, "As you wish," and the way he delivers that line is just perfect.
Yeah,
because
it sounds
it's
like he's
showing
talking
you,
to a child or something.
it's showing you instantly with just his performance about everything you've seen with him before was a facade.
Yes.
And he's full of shit. It's all in the way his fucking facial expressions and line delivery is. 20 seconds and you have the equivalent of like all of that character development in a snap. It's so good. It's like
all
it's
the
like
stuff with the dad and with falling in love with her and all that stuff, and then like when he has to break her heart at the party and stuff, it's so good. The heel turn he takes there, and then he brings it back around because it's trying to be a romance movie at the beginning, with the exception of mom coming into the room every once in a while with no forehead or anything to her skull. Yeah, his performance in this is incredible, and I feel like I'm not seeing him in enough stuff right now either. Because we had him in this, obviously anything Loki centric, we get him. And we had Kong Skull Island. I never saw what's
the Night Manager.
Yes, I almost said that, and I was like, no, that's
good.
something else. But yes, it is the Night Manager.
Yeah, that was very good with him and Hugh Laurie.
Yes,
I think was
and
they're very good.
I'm. Can you think of much else we've seen him in?
So I think that's intentional because I think he was also getting a bit burned out by the MCU stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think, especially with like the way that the Loki TV show came about, how it was like like two miniseries essentially of what, like 6 episodes apiece.
Right.
I think he was just kind of burned out. I think he'll circle back around here pretty soon. I just think he needed a break, so he kind of like was ramping shit down.
Hopefully he has all the money right now anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Hopefully he had a good manager.
Man, let's talk about like I think so I had a lot like okay, so it's interesting. I have tons of complaints about the first third of this movie. I think the last like 20 minutes is fucking awesome. Like when it turns into first of all, like the scene when Tom Hiddleston is killed is very tragic to me because like his acting with Jessica Chastain, the like level of like heartbreak is it's all written for their performances to take over, and it's really good.
And there is, like, you're talking about that line when he first steps foot on the property with her. He also has a line with her that is really good when he's talking to her just before she kills him. It's what causes her to kill him. When he says like all of us or something, like showing that he can't let go either, just as much as she can't.
Yeah.
The way he delivers that line and the way it's written, like in the context and stuff, that's what sets Lucille off.
And just the extent to which, like, the amount of like betrayal that's on his face. Like, he knows how evil his sister is.
Yeah.
But the betrayal of her doing that to him is really tragic.
But like,
and it sets up like her turn into being full batshit crazy.
That's when she snaps.
She has nothing left to lose at that point. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say they set her up like she's the one that is unable to like let go and move on from the past and all of this stuff. But that one line when he says that we can just get out of here, we can leave, like all of us, is showing that he's exactly the same as her in that respect. Like he can't let go, he can't move on or anything either. He's also stuck. And it's a really good line, and the way he throws it out there, almost like we talked about in Deadpool and Wolverine, when they just kind of throw out there and you almost miss it when he says, if they can fix your world, what's the first thing you're gonna do? And then Wolverine slams on the brakes in the car and he's like, the fuck did you just say? I mean, like, it's almost a line that in the intensity of the moment you almost miss the all of us when he throws it in there, and like she like freezes because she's like, "The fuck do you mean?" Like she's almost on board until he says "all of us," and she snaps. Like it's a really good line, and the way he throws it in there, he throws it in there almost like a throwaway line when it's really the most heavy line in that entire scene.
And it's this like the straw that broke the camel's back
exactly
by accident.
Because to him, it was just a convincing argument. Like, let's just go. Let's just get out of here. It was kind of a throwaway thing for her. It was the heaviest fucking thing he could have said.
For her, it like ended all of her reason for being. It was just truly devastating, and it's like their performance in that scene is really great. Also, just like there's a few moments of the brutality of this movie.
Oh God,
that catches, and it's intentional because like they are like kind of like lulling you into the false sense of security with how much of a romance it is. And then that's juxtaposed with like how brutal her dad gets killed. When, by the way, why is Lucille like Bane when it comes to bashing this dude's head against the fucking sink? Because like, goddamn,
dude, that is so hard to watch.
Isn't that the worst? It's like the fact that it's like the porcelain. I was like, when you watch someone in a movie like pick up the lid on the toilet and use it as a weapon, and it's just like you feel that in your soul when someone gets fucking bonked with that shit. Oh my God. I like the scene.
They also, what's great about that scene also, by the way, they make a big deal out of his straight razor.
Yeah.
And he gets the most brutal murder he could have gotten that did not involve a straight razor.
It had nothing to do with
Chekhov's straight razor.
Yeah. There's cool subversions to it that like, it's weird that their subversions can be that good, and then some other stuff is like so fucking clunky. Like with the Sherlock Holmes thing, you know.
I know I'm jumping way ahead, but while we're talking about the brutality and stuff of this movie, and to circle back to Charlie Hunnam's like how good he is with his facial expressions and stuff, the whole "you're a doctor, show me where," the look that he gives Tom Hiddleston as he moves the knife point to where it should be on the abdomen that he'll live.
Yeah.
Oh God. That's one of the best moments in the movie for Charlie Hunnam, because his expression on his face is a mixture of what the fuck and you have to be fucking kidding me.
Like, yeah, homie had a bad day. But also, Charlie Hunnam, you need to be like a little bit more concerned of who you're dealing with. He is very nonchalant when he's calling them out for all of their crimes and murdering people, and it's just like, what do you think they're gonna do to you, Mr. Hunnam?
Well, if you think about it, he's acting like he's in an Arthur Conan Doyle novel.
Yeah, it's
he
part of
is
that
trying
subversion.
to command the parlor room.
Yeah,
and then she stabs him under the arm,
and he thinks he's the main character when he's not.
Yes,
and that's part of his subversion. That's really cool,
and it's a really interesting way to tie back into the fact that he reads Sherlock Holmes, because that's what he's trying to do. That's what he's trying to be. I don't think he's consciously trying to. I don't think this character thinks he is. I don't want to get into like psychoanalyzing his character, because I don't think that's what they're doing, but that is part of what the movie is trying to do with this character, right?
Yeah, they're trying to.
He's living out part of his fantasies because that's what he reads.
They're presenting it as like the Sherlock Holmes guy solved the mystery and is going to save the damsel, but it's not. It's like the exact opposite of what ends up happening.
What if the Agatha Christie protagonist got killed in the parlor scene instead? Is what they're doing.
Yeah, which I'm always down for, as long as it's not fucking Benioff and Weiss levels expectation subversion. I'm always down for that shit, as long as it's
we
done.
had a whole podcast that talked about how great those two are until
they were not.
Until they just stopped giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I love the last Edith's character is like completely redeemed with that really badass line of "I heard you the first time" after she fucking smacks her with the shovel. Like, that's pretty cool. I'm always down for the fucking one-liner after you fucking bash someone's head in with the shovel. It's like, hell yeah, dude. Fuck that.
We're running out of time. I want to talk about the ghosts and how they're used and their design and the part that they play in the movie, because One thing I like about this movie, like I said, it's more of like a crime thriller drama more than a ghost movie. It just happens to have ghosts in it. But one thing that is interesting is how we don't see the ghosts a whole lot, but when they
Mhm.
are used, they're used to great effect. So I don't know. I feel like it has about the right amount of ghosts in it for how they used them. Like they used them in all the right places.
They did.
And everyone that they have killed, we see all of those characters, right? We go through all of them, and we don't talk about those characters in detail, but you see the ghosts. You don't need the detail. You can see what happened to them by looking at them. You can see their story by looking at them, and they're all covered in that red clay. Which a red skeleton is one of my favorite tropes in a video game. For some reason, I always like the red skeleton.
Yeah,
So,
super cool.
yeah, it's also one of my favorite stand-up comedians is Red Skeleton. But I like that. I like the way that they move. I like their design. I like the mix of like real people plus the CGI, the weird smoke effects for anywhere they're bleeding. I didn't realize that that's what I was seeing until you see that effect coming out of Tom Hiddleston's face at the end. I'm like, oh shit, that's them bleeding out.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what that smoky effect is. I did have one point of confusion. It didn't take away from the movie from me at all. It's just something I wanted to run by you and see what your take was. Because at first I thought ghosts were just ghosts, but she has a line that I don't know what the movie is trying to tell me with this line.
Okay.
She asks if anyone died in the house, and then she asks if anyone died a violent death in the house. And I don't know if it's because of the ghosts that she has seen in the house that she's saying that, or if the movie is trying to tell me that she can only see ghosts of people that died violent deaths. And the reason that confuses me is I don't think her dad killed her mom, but she's seeing her mom.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You know what I mean? Her
it
mom
almost
was
seems
supposed
like
to
it
have
was like
died of
a
illness.
It almost seems like it was like an accidental carryover from like a previous draft where like that specific you remember the scene when they are looking at the like the ghost images?
Yeah.
I wonder if like her talking about the violent deaths thing right there is like a callback to a more detailed conversation about that aspect from that scene in like an earlier draft. That's the only thing I could think of, because yeah, it is very specific and it doesn't really correlate to anything.
The reason it doesn't bother me is one, the movie is good enough anyway, but also she has just happened to have seen, I think at that point, 2 ghosts that have like knives sticking out of them and shit, and they're all bashed in. So she had the most recent things that she has seen were people that died violent deaths. So I don't know if just that's what they're getting at, or if they're trying to establish part of the rules of the movie is she can only see ghosts. Like ghosts are the lingering spirits of people that died violent deaths, right? People that don't have closure. Is what I can't figure out what the movie's doing. But it also just may be an instance of sometimes the door is just red, you know? And I'm just looking too far into it.
Yeah,
Usually when a horror movie throws something like that out, they're establishing the rules of the movie, you know?
For sure. Also, stop having the main character be a writer, and what she's writing is a correlation to what is happening to her in the movie. That shit drives me crazy and is so unnecessary for this movie.
Although I do like the way it ties in at the end in the credits when she turned all these events into a book called Crimson Peak.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But like,
I don't think I ever knew that because I didn't see this in theaters or anything. So I think I probably turned off the credits before. I probably fast forwarded through to see if there's anything at the end, and then just turned it off. I don't think I ever watched that long enough to see the book fold close and it's Crimson Peak by Edith, whatever her name is.
Yeah. But like that's a cool payoff.
Pushing.
But like that happens so fucking often. Like that is a cliche that needs to die.
Poor Charlie Hunnam's character, by the way, being the I wish I could find a guy like you character in the movie, because like, girl, he is clearly the guy for you. He's trying so hard.
But he doesn't give her the tingles from Tom Hiddleston. You can't compete, man. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, man.
I wish his name was one letter different so I could claim I'm related to him.
Oh man.
But yeah.
Yeah. So just in like summary for it, a lot of really clunky shit in this movie that ends up clashing at times with like what makes it good. And it ends up being for me like pretty solid. Like I probably feel like a little bit better about it after like talking about it in more detail. Because I think this is a movie that is like on face value as you're just kind of watching it, the stuff that like bugs you will really fucking annoy you. But when you look back on it in more detail, you can find more to like about it, I guess.
The highs are higher than the lows, basically.
Yeah. It's just the highs are so good that it makes some of the clunky shit frustrating because it's just like,
Because
y'all know
they
better
could have
than
done
this.
better.
Y'all know better than this, and it's like this needed a little bit more revision, like one more pass through on the script. Especially since it was in production for so long. Like they sold the spec script in like 2006.
Wow.
They had plenty of time. They had plenty of time to iron out the amount of Irish shots that were going to be present throughout the movie. But overall, solid. And I as I said earlier, I appreciated your attention to detail with the through line between this and Oddity, because I am an idiot and didn't put that together until you said that.
I didn't say that at the end of the last episode because I didn't want to give that away. That's the big turn of the movie. That's the big revelation.
And it's always cool, like we said.
And it's always cool. Yeah, I don't care how many times I see it. It's not often I see it, but every time I have seen it, it's been cool.
Agreed.
I feel like I have a higher immunity to the clunkiness because I watch a lot of pulp and a lot of schlock and a lot of just straight up garbage. So a movie that is this well done when it has the clunkiness, it doesn't bother me because the good stuff is so good. I can just kind of look past it.
Part of why it frustrated me so much in this scenario is because of how much respect and love I have for Del Toro specifically. I love that man. I love so many of his movies, and some of the shit in this movie, he should know better. I don't know if like they were things that maybe like his co-writer buddy like wanted to have in, or maybe it might have been Del Toro himself. I don't know. But some of the stuff could have been ironed out a little bit better.
Yeah, this could have just been a project for fun for him, and that's where some of that comes from. I don't know.
Dude just he's pulling a Chastain, just vibing.
Yeah.
Here along for the ride.
But yeah, I don't know. I really like this movie. I like it just as much as I did the first time, even knowing the twist. And actually, the first time I watched this, there was a lot more tension watching it for me because when they do use the ghosts, it's not often. There's not a lot of ghosts in the movie. But when they do use them, they use them to great effect that I was always just like, oh God, please don't go down that hallway. Please don't turn that corner. Don't open that door. Just shit like that. And nothing would ever happen. And then when it did, it did. But knowing what's happening, I'm like, no, girl, go back. Talk to that ghost. Ask them why there's a fucking cleaver sticking out of her head.
Yeah, we need background information.
Yeah. So I don't know. I got to watch it two different ways, basically, knowing the twist, and I liked it just as much both times. I think it held up to what I remembered the first time.
Okay, is this how, just real quick, I want to know how the fuck your brain works. How did you remember the twist and plot of Crimson Peak that you watched 9 years ago, and you forgot what I texted you 4 weeks ago? You have, like, God tier long-term memory and know you're fucking, like,
because my brain
goldfish.
Is stupid, Jeff. My brain is stupid.
Like I said, I watched this around the same time you did, about 9 years ago, and I remembered 2% of this, if that. My brain, it's so weird. Like, if I watch something and I just think it's okay, that shit is not going into a memory bank. It's just gone.
Right.
And even though I ended up liking this, like I like it just fine, but it's just like, man, am I bad about remembering shit that I watched 10 years ago if it didn't like either strike me as awesome or fucking terrible. Like, it has to go into one of the two fucking folders in my brain to be retained at all. It's funny how everyone remember shit differently,
Yeah, like I said, I really like this movie, so it stuck with me.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and it was one of the Probably not the first time, but one of the earliest times I'd seen Tom Hiddleston outside of the Loki role too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this movie really stuck with me pretty good because it
Stuck
was
with
Del
you.
Toro. It was
I
Loki, not Loki. Um, which by the
I
way,
liked
I
it.
get why he doesn't keep the hair, but like every time I see him with the short, spiky blonde hair, I'm like, dude, go back to the long, slicked back hair because I like that looks so much better on you. Except
it
in
just
Kong
fits
Skull
him.
Island, he looks pretty good in that. But
Yeah, most of the time, like the longer Loki look just seems to suit him better to me. But also, isn't it usually like a fucking hair extension when he's Loki? I think it's usually a hair extension. At least recently.
I assume it's that
I
or a
think
wig. I don't know.
I think early on in like the first movies he did, it might have been his real hair, but I know lately in like the last couple of Avengers movies he was in and like the Loki show, it was a hair extension piece. So
Yeah,
because
and
it would be a pain in the ass to maintain that all
well, I
year
mean,
long. It sucks.
Keanu Reeves kept the facial hair and the long hair outside of the John Wick movies until the last movie, and then he finally like cut it all.
Yeah.
But he everywhere he went, like when he was on like the Late Show with Stephen Colbert and stuff, he would have the beard and the hair because it was just easier to keep it than to grow it back out, as they were filming so many of those movies back to back.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
but just to say I did end up liking this better the second time.
okay.
And specifically after diving into it, but man, some of the shit in this. if if I could just go in and delete about 10 minutes of stuff, I would like the finished project a lot better.
We might have said this earlier, I don't remember, but it's like the things that are bad only stick out as much as they do is because the things that are good stand out so much as being good. You know, it really makes the bad stuff stand out.
And because of the caliber of cast and crew that we're working with,
Right?
like they're capable.
We know their pedigree.
Exactly. Any other final thoughts before I start the sign off?
Good movie, good go watch.
Movie? Good movie, good go watch indeed. If you would like to
I'm
follow,
curious. Did Aurora watch this with you? Did you talk her into it?
She watched the last like 10 minutes of it.
Because this seems like one of those movies to me that if you don't like this type of movie, knowing the twist ahead of time, going in knowing the twist would change it completely for you.
Yeah. I think
because it takes all the fear factor out for me when the ghosts are on the good guy's side, you know?
Yeah. I think she ultimately, there's still too much like horror movie to it.
Yeah.
To where she still wouldn't like it, but yeah, I see what you're saying. If you would like to follow the show more, we are on Twitter at SPR Filmcast, where you can follow us for show updates and quote tweets of me making fun of people on YouTube comments. So follow us there. Any ratings or reviews on whichever platform you found us on always helps us out. If you did catch us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe for future videos. And please share it out to your friends if you have you got any Del Toro fans that you know, give them the Crimson Peak show. We're talking about this was like a classic Ron and Geoff podcast. We had like the whole random topic section and then like an extended Q&A section. Lots of Tom Hiddleston Tingle Talk, which is the future spin-off podcast that we're gonna have for sure. Ron, where can people find you when you're not discussing movies on this podcast?
I am at Ronsense TV on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and now Blue Sky.
Wow, I should probably make a Blue Sky account for the podcast, but
sorry, I just punched my desk and it came through my microphone like none other. Like I don't have a shock mount, so it probably wasn't as bad on the recording. I don't know what you heard because I have filters on the recording, but I am listening to the output of the Motu directly, and it was fucking loud.
It sounded eerily similar to someone's skull being pounded into a porcelain sink. I don't know. It was pretty close. I don't know.
That's how they did that sound effect. They just plugged the microphone into an M2 and just started beating the shit out of the desk.
Yep. There you have it.
Movie trivia.
All right, Ron, you ready to figure out what we're covering next time?
Yes, please.
All right. We are continuing spooky season.
Okay.
In a slightly different way, because this isn't the typical type of horror
Ernest
I would have on here.
Stupid.
How'd you guess?
You said not in the typical way, and that popped in my head.
we are going to be covering. This is another one I have not seen.
Okay.
I
probably haven't either, then.
This has been getting a ton of buzz over the last year or so.
Definitely haven't seen it then.
It is a creature feature horror movie from France called Infested.
Oh, I've heard of this.
So from what I've heard, people liked this so much and it's done so well. This director and like creative crew was signed up for a future Evil Dead movie.
Ooh.
So I'm invested at that point. So it is it's called Infested. I believe it is subtitled.
The poster.
It's apparently awesome. I haven't seen it, but we'll find out. It is available on Shudder if you have the subscription service through them, or it's rentable on.
If you have the ever so popular streaming service AMC Plus.
Do you also forget that shit even exists? Who the fuck is signing up for AMC Plus?
I did.
Are you that down bad for all 12 spinoffs of The Walking Dead that you have to go and sign up for AMC Plus in 2024?
I signed up for a trial because there was a movie. What did I watch? I could get a free month of that, or I could like pay the $5.99 to rent the movie or whatever. So I just signed up for the free month, watched the movie, and never used it again.
I wanted you to say, so I could have gotten the free AMC Plus trial and watched it, but I just handed Apple $15 to avoid having to watch AMC Plus. So it's on Shudder, AMC Plus, for all 4 people in the universe that own that. And it's rentable on Amazon and Apple TV. So Infested is its name.
I was thinking about, usually around this time of year, I get like a month of Shudder and just see what I've missed for a while. I was thinking about doing that this year.
I will be doing it specifically for this. I will be at least having it for, spooky season.
I'd rather buy a month of something than the $5.99 to see something once,
Shudder's got some good shit on there too. Shudder, they've actually kind of like branched out a lot of their Shudder originals too. Of like finding independent stuff and putting it on there.
A lot of the stuff that they get, I'm just kind of like on most of it, so it's not something I keep up. But when you just turn it on once a year, you get a backlog of stuff that's good to watch. So
exactly. So I'm excited to check this out because people have been raving about this, and I'm excited.
Based on the poster, I don't know if I am anymore.
Oh, it's gonna be glorious, and Ron will probably have a panic attack. It's gonna be great.
I already know my next pick, and it's nothing like this.
All right. I think it's gonna be a wrap for our show. I'm not even mad about this one going long because it's like 3 podcasts in one. And it was fun. So there we go.
Bonus.
I'm gonna need you to delete this image of the pin puncture wound into her like fucking lungs that you have put in the Discord. Get the shit out of here. And on that note, have a good night, everybody.
Oh no.